I'm Dennis at the Rock Palace, and we've been having some issues lately that we suspected might be due to bad cables. So to eliminate the guesswork, I'm going to be testing our cables, and I'm going to be checking out our mic cables, our instrument cables, and our balanced TRS cables. And to do that, I'm going to be using one of the cable testers that are out there on the market today. So just what is meant by a balanced and an unbalanced line? Well, a balanced line carries two signals down it, and they're balanced because the polarity is opposite in each of them, so that at one point of the cycle when one is positive, the other is negative. So those are carried down by two wires internal to the cable, and the third cable is a ground. Okay, so when the two signals reach the amp, the polarity is then reversed, and then you've got two signals in phase, and so you've got sort of double your pleasure, double your fun. So you've got a strong signal coming down the cable. A mic cable, by its very design, is balanced because it's got the XLR connections on either end, and they're 3 pins, so there's your 3 wires. And so what you can do with a mic cable is, by virtue of the fact that it's a balanced signal, you can connect several of these mic cables together, and you can run them for maybe up to 1,000 feet without any signal loss. So that's the advantage of a balanced line. It can carry a signal for a longer distance without degradation. An unbalanced cable is typically used for instruments. It's only carrying one signal. And so these cables have your 1/4-inch phone plug at either end. However, with those kinds of 1/4-inch plugs, you can also have a cable that's a balanced cable, and this is just like a mic cable. You have the 3 wires going through it, carrying 2 signals, which are in reverse polarity, just like you have with the mic cable. So how can you tell these two guys apart? Because the plugs look pretty much the same. This is the plug on a balanced cable, and it's called a TRS, standing for tip, ring, sleeve. Tip, ring, sleeve for the 3 wires. And you can tell because they're separated apart, just like the rings of Saturn. Very distinct. This is the plug of an unbalanced line, and its 2 components. It has a tip and a sleeve, the ring and the sleeve being combined together, so that they are in fact one and the same. This is my cable tester. It's an Apex ACT4 made by Yorkville. Really like their products. We have quite a lot of them here at the Rock Palace. And this will test a variety of cables, including the ones that I'll be testing, which are the XLR and the TRS connectors. We'll also do Speakon. It'll do RJ45, Ethernet Cat5 cable. It'll do your mini TRS plugs, your 3/8-inch plugs. It'll do your DINs, and it'll also do your XLR5 pins. There are 8 switch positions. We'll only be concerned about 3 of them because our cables only go up to a maximum of 3 wires in them. And so there's a pair of LED lights for each of the connections, and they will light up in a pair if a connection is made between one end of the cable and the other. If there's a short in the wire, then the GND or ground light will come on. I'm going to test out my mic cable first, so I will plug each cable end into the XLR jacks on the tester. Here we go. I'm going to first dial into position number 1. which tests the sleeve connection. We can see that both LED lights are lit, So this means that the sleeve to sleeve connection is good. Position number 2 is the tip, and that shows you that tip to tip the connection is made between the two ends of the cable. Position number 3 is the ring, and once again we see that the ring to ring connection between the ends of the cable is good. I'm going to test my instrument cable now. Plug my TS jacks into each end of the tester. Dial the switch down to position 1. And there we see that the sleeve connection is made between the ends of the cable. But we look over at position 3 and we see the one LED light on for the ring. And this makes sense because in an unbalanced line, there is no ring, so the sleeve and the ring are one and the same thing. So that makes perfect logical sense. Dialing into position 2 for the tip, and 2 lights on for tip to tip, so that connection is good. Now to position 3, and we see that sleeve to sleeve the connection is good, and again we look over and we see that in position 1 for the ring, that the one LED light is on, and once again that is because the ring and the sleeve are one and the same on an unbalanced cable. I'm going to test out my balanced TRS cable. Plug in each end of it. I'm going to go down to position 1. And there we see that sleeve to sleeve the connection is good. We see that the LED number 3 is not lit, and that is because the sleeve and the ring on a balanced cable, they're different animals. Position 2, tip to tip, connection is good. Position 3, ring to ring, connection good. So we have a good balanced TRS cable. Another balanced TRS cable. It's hanging around the Rock Palace here. Going to give it a check. Going down to position 1, check the sleeve. And there we see, well, this certainly isn't acting like a balanced cable, although I definitely see the divisions on the plug. We'll go to position 2, tip to tip, no connection. Not right there. Position 3, and we see that once again it's acting like a unbalanced cable. Not looking good. This one is going in the bad cable box. So I hope you found that video helpful and that it helps you to choose the right cable for the right purpose. I'm Dennis from the Rock Palace saying keep on rocking.
I want you to keep on rocking and rolling me.